Atlanta Motor Speedway on a hot Saturday afternoon. The NASCAR Xfinity Series getting ready for their 17th race of the season. But before they do that, NASCAR needs a lineup, so there's qualifying. The NASCAR Xfinity Series coming up. So everyone will take their one lap. Coming to the green is Mason Massey. And then the top 10 will go for the pole in round number 2. Mason Maggio on the line right now in the 07. He's waiting to see what happens. Jeremy Clements, who Marty spoke with earlier, takes it down to the white line.
And you saw he ran high coming to the green, just trying to get momentum, get the engine wound up. Now the shortest distance around the racetrack, right around the bottom.
Pretty good lap going right here. He enters. Let's see if he can keep building speed. Right there is got a good shot at this.
Yeah, this should be the fastest lap we've seen today.
How about that? Jeremy Clements to the top. It's a driver who's had great success on the new Atlanta, Riley Herbst.
So you asked why? Well, here's the real reason. You see where this 98 is. That line to his left, that's out of bounds. And that's what's going to make this race a whole lot safer, because this backstretch would become way too wide and funneling you into a corner. And this front stretch, watch this 98 right here. Look to his left. Look at all of that pavement. These guys would be all over that pavement trying to make passes. So it's going to be enforced just like it goes at Daytona and Talladega as Herbst goes to the top of the board.
32-42.
Good lap for Herbst.
The big concern there, Marty, is there is no practice. There was not an opportunity to run around other cars in race condition. This is the only track time they've got. And you don't know how your car is going to drive. So what Justin was saying was, hey, we think it's going to drive worse because the conditions of the racetrack have deteriorated. So we might dial a little bit back. It might not qualify great. We might pull some speed back by putting some downforce in the car so it drives better in race condition so he can do with it what he wants to do. He wouldn't have made that decision coming here if it was cold, if it was a nighttime cold race, because the grip would be in the track. But they're just concerned about how much the track grip, where that is as Sam Mayer goes to the top.
Sheldon Creed will try to bump out Anthony Alfredo, currently on the bubble.
Yeah, and you see the speed out of this RCR entry. I had a conversation with some of the engine folks from RCR, and they were talking about super speedway racing, how it's become more difficult, and I joked with them. I said, well, that's because you have like half the field. And it was kind of tongue-in-cheek, but the truth is there are a lot of RCR leased engines in this field. RCR very well known for their speed. As you see, Creed proves it with a 32.19, a monster lap.
Will it be Creed or will it be John Hunter Nemechek? As you point out, Nemechek just wants to be top 10 so he can move on to round 2 and then qualify for the pole.
Well, we have one other Joe Gibbs car that is in the top 10, Sammy Smith. Ty Gibbs is not. He's in 11th. So they probably, right there on the cusp if you look at those two cars. So it's a good chance John Hunter gets himself in the top 10 right here.
Almost 169 miles an hour turning into turn 1. We'll see how much speed is zapped out of the car. Very little rolling speed. Exits the corner at 166. Quickly starts gaining speed. You see Daniel Hemrick looking on. He is not going to like what he's seeing as John Hunter continues to gain time compared to Hemrick. John
Just
Hunter
painting that white line, isn't he?
Yeah, and I think this lap is going to be pretty close to the top 4.
Nemechek, he'll be in the top 10. It will be 4th. Hemrick has bumped out.
See if Josh Berry can find the same sort of pickup that Cole Custer. Remember, these are from slowest to fastest, minus the 2 fastest that are in the garage.
Yeah, and you never really know if you're going to go faster or slower. You typically would think you would go a little bit faster because now you have heat in the rear end, you have heat in the transmission, all that stuff rolls better, and bearings, wheel bearings, all that stuff seems like the second run has a little bit more speed in it.
Yeah, years ago at Daytona, you had heaters for heaters for heaters. Everything in the world would be heated up.
Sammy Smith, he was quick in round number 1. See what this youngster can do for Joe Gibbs Racing.
I mean, look how close it is. I mean, it's amazing to me. It's a completely different manufacturer, a completely different chassis. And they're right there on top of each other on speed. Always fascinates me how good these teams are.
Trending in the green beyond tying the top speed. Steve, you're going to be right here, and Smith will go to the top.
Yeah, Smith, a 32
C1 right now.
30.
See John Hunter Nemechek, he's gained a tremendous amount of confidence in the racetrack being clean. He came to the green flag all the way against the wall. There was some concern about that. The track looked a little dirty when qualifying started.
I want to give the hand to Mobil 1 to creating a great looking paint scheme. Patriotic, little red, white, and blue. Goes with their logos.
And a fine racing lubricant, Steve, you might say as well.
Yes.
And trending in the green and continuing to go that way.
Really good lap.
3 other cars to go after Nemechek, but for now, John Hunter Nemechek puts the 20 car up top.
All right.
P1.
So for Chandler Smith,
One other.
out of the Colleague entry, for him to be the fastest car instead of the pole, he would have to run faster than he ran in the first round. He was a .25 versus Nemechek's .238 currently, so he needs to find the same average pickup we've seen.
And if you're just joining us, and apparently I am, Austin Hill and Sheldon Creed will not be taking qualifying laps. So this is it. Chandler Smith, can he go to the pole, or will it be John Hunter Nemechek?
Much like John Hunter, Jeff, to your point, we didn't see this above the last dotted line in the first round.
Yeah, way up there.
So now you think the Cup cars, which will be coming up here in a little bit, will we see the same sort of wide, arc coming to the green?
I would think so. They just built a lot of confidence. See right there, he came to the green flag really well. Oh, he's looking good.
Chandler Smith with a good lap. I was walking on pit road at Nashville and went to speak to the young man, and he introduced himself, and his level of respect made me feel old, I will admit. I was waiting for him to cut up with me, but just a very polite, well-spoken driver, super talented behind the wheel, and a monster lap right here, easily going to be on the pole.
Georgia driver to the pole at the Atlanta Motor Speedway. Chandler Smith, number 1.
But yeah, because you see back there, so you see Chandler Smith, John Hunter Nemechek, that's Colleague Racing, and Joe Gibbs Racing on the front row. RCR, though, 9th and 10th, they moved on to this round, but were unable to make a lap. So they'll get 9th and 10th qualifying position effort, but they'll have to start on the final row of the race.
And great speed by the Toyotas. The Toyotas, in my eyes, have struggled on plate races. They just haven't had a lot of wins, hadn't had a consistency, but you got 2 of them in the top 3. So, and 2 really good race car drivers. They got a good shot.
Moments ago, Marty, Chandler Smith clocked the fastest time in qualifying for tonight's race.
Yeah, before we dive too deep into the pit stop practice, let's congratulate him. And I think fitting, Dave, that the car is parked here on the backstretch of the quarter mile where you spent so many nights here on Thursday Night Thunder running Legends and Bandos. How significant is it for you to win your hometown pole?
No, that's really cool. We're sitting here standing on the backstretch, like you said, of this little quarter mile. I remember one of the first times I came out here in a Bandolero. My crew chief / mentor was Rusty Clanton, and we came out here and he set up a bunch of cones all the way down this back straightaway to show me where I needed to turn in at and stuff. And that's the first guy that ever taught me arcing a race car is usually faster than just driving in straight. Yeah. So a lot of those fundamentals were learned right here at Atlanta Motor Speedway on this quarter mile, which is really cool. Another thing that's really cool is how fast this Roofing Georgia number 16 Chevy Camaro is fast today. It's as fast as Xfinity 10G, and I'm excited. Got a hometown company on the hood today is the primary, and it's really cool. I know they're on the backstretch having a lot of fun, probably drinking a lot of beer right now. So y'all have fun back there, and look forward to seeing you guys later.
Colleague Racing, Chandler Smith, the hometown kid, starts from the pole here at AMS tonight, Dave.
Hi, I'm Parker Kligerman. For more access like this from Pit Road, be sure to click and subscribe to the Motorsports at NBC YouTube channel.